Hey everyone, so welcome to my very first nutrition talk on the FBBC Family Facebook page. Ooh! So this is going to be a really exciting series, talking all about different nutrition topics that are very interesting to me and that I think you guys will really benefit from and find interesting. So to start, today we're going to be talking about the stigma behind good food versus bad food. So a lot of you guys are probably like, come on, we know what good food is, we know what bad food is, but there's really there's a lot more stuff that goes into it, and I think the topic is very underlooked. So I actually read an article that inspired this, and I wanted to kind of pick out some key points that I thought were important and interesting for you guys to just be mindful of in the future. So here are some of the things that I want to get across to you guys. So first things first, we look at a piece of pizza and we think bad food. We look at bread, carbs, a lot, majority of it is carbs. We look at as being bad foods. So same as ice cream, cake, all of that. And then on the other hand, we look at good food as being fruits and vegetables and, quinoa and kale and all of those healthy things. So the first problem I think about identifying foods as being good or bad is that it kind of creates this sort of resentment in our minds without us knowing that if we eat a bad food, it's bad and we should feel bad, we should feel guilty, we should be shameful and regret eating that food, almost to the point where it makes us a little bit obsessive over, maybe having a slice of pizza with your friends or eating a piece of birthday cake at a birthday party. And it makes us feel bad about ourselves because society puts out this stigma that this food is bad. So what we can do to kind of reverse that is to stop calling foods good or bad and start referring to them as being either nutritious or not so nutritious. Some foods are nutrient dense and some foods are just empty calories. And it's okay to have both sometimes, but we need to be aware that calling them good and bad creates this sort of mental regret and gives us a really unhealthy and toxic relationship with foods. And the next point that I want to discuss is kind of just that we often struggle with having balance, variety, moderation in our diets. And a lot of times people have an all or nothing mindset. So say, you're eating healthy and clean all week, and that motivates you to keep eating healthy and clean up until Friday. And then the weekend rolls around and we start making bad decisions, and then we say to ourselves, well, I already got myself into one bad decision, what's one more and what's another one? So we kind of have to take a step back and not look at those foods as being we need to kind of stop that all or nothing mindset, which I know a lot of people know. It's okay to have a treat. It's not okay when it leads to, ruining our whole week of clean eating just on the weekend from making one bad decision that kind of dominoes into a bunch of other bad decisions. So I just want to make it clear that it's okay to have both, good and bad foods, the nutrient dense ones, the not so nutrient dense foods, but we need to remember to keep that in moderation. So, maybe you eat clean all week and then you have your cheat meal Friday night or Saturday night, or you want to relax Sunday and have your Sunday pasta or whatever you like to do, which is totally fine. But we need to remember that, we're still training. If that's what you're doing, we still have goals we want to reach. And we need to keep that in the back of our head so that we don't get too carried away. And you don't want to restrict yourself and make everything that is, not so nutrient dense off limits, because then we're kind of going to feel like we are prisoners and there's no freedom and we can't have the foods that, everybody else is enjoying, which is not true. So number 2, learn moderation. I just want to go back. Number 1 is to stop referring to foods as being good and bad and start calling them nutrient dense or not so nutrient dense. And then number 2, learn moderation. Going into number 3, it's important to note that the problem is that we're eating healthy and we're working out a lot of times just to look a certain way. A lot of people aren't so concerned about their sort of inner health, your blood pressure, your cholesterol, and all of those things that have long-term effects and lead to, cardiovascular disease and a lot of other chronic illnesses. So I think we need to take a step back and change our mindsets to working out and eating healthy to create a healthier inner you. And I think that will shine on the outside. We can't look at just the physicality of things. Yes, we look good, but we want to look good. We want to, wear our bikinis. We want to feel confident. We want to, show who we are. But the most important thing is your inner health. And so number 3 would be to stop focusing on the physical aspects of working out and what it's doing for your body physically, and start looking at what it's doing for your body mentally, on a more inner cellular level, how it's changing your not anatomy of your body, but it's changing the chemistry in your body, it's changing your body composition, which are all good things. And so number 3 is to change your mindset. And then all of these things pretty much play a role into just improving our overall health. Health is not black and white. It's not we're healthy, we're not. Do we have the average BMI? Do we have the average body fat percentage? For me personally, I think health is more 3-dimensional. It's about healthy mind, healthy body, healthy spirit. Are we feeding nutritious food to our bodies and energizing ourselves and giving us fuel for the day, fuel for our workouts, so that we can sustain our lives and breathe and digest and do all the normal things that humans do? Or are we just eating empty calories and not really fueling our bodies properly? So that's something to be mindful of. And going back to the good foods versus bad foods, I just wanted to also make a point that it's important for us to live our lives and eat intuitively and be mindful of, are you full? Are you hungry? And kind of just allow yourself to be able to gauge what you're really feeling. And also I think a big part of it is socially. A lot of people feel uncomfortable going out to eat or being around friends who might not have similar goals as them. And it's hard to make healthy decisions when we're not surrounded by like-minded people, right? So I wanted to take this example that I found from the article. Here's the quote. It says, take pizza, for example. Pizza is often demonized as bad because it's high in fat, high refined carbohydrates, and easy to overindulge in. But if that pizza isn't an everyday occurrence and it brought friends together, encouraged conversation, laughing, and connection, the otherwise bad foods become nurturing for your soul. Food inherently is not good or bad. So going off of that, we want to create a healthy relationship with food. If it's Friday night and your friends are going out to get pizza, go have a pizza. Go have a slice of pizza and enjoy yourself. If that's going to connect you socially with your friends and spark good conversation and you're going to laugh and you're not going to feel like you're depriving yourself, then that's important too. You don't want to be restricting yourself from all of those bad foods. So, overall, I just want you guys to think about this, because I know a lot of times it's hard and it's easy to get carried away when you have goals you want to reach, which is very understandable, and a lot of people go through it. But like I said, health is 3-dimensional. It's all about your mind, your body, your spirit, and it's not just about how you look. So I'll just refresh those 3 main points once again. So the first one was stop referring to foods as good or bad and start referring to them as nutrient dense or not so nutrient dense. is this good for my body? Is it not so good for my body? Am I going to just be eating empty calories? Number 2 is learn moderation, know when to be able to treat yourself, but not overindulge and ruin your whole week's worth of hard work. And then number 3 is to change our mindset, stop focusing on how we look and focus more on how we feel and what healthy lifestyle is going to do for our longevity and for the quality of our life. So, yeah, I guess I'll wrap it up there. This is pretty long. But yeah, just be mindful of all those things. And as always, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me or any of the members at Fit Body Bootcamp, and we'll be happy to talk more about this with you guys. Thanks.